difficulties today. We are live. Today is January 30th, 2011, and with me here today is Don Baker.
I'm way too here, apparently.
The Atheist Experience is a production of the Atheist Community of Austin, a 501c3 educational organization dedicated to positive atheism and the separation of church and state. In addition to this program, we offer a number of other programs and activities throughout the week, including the internet radio show, The Nonprofits, which airs on Saturday. We also have a happy hour on Thursdays at 7 p.m. And on Sundays, we have our Sunday brunch. It starts at about 11:30ish, followed by this event, and then our post-show dinner at El Arroyo, which will start at 6 p.m. Tonight. And if you are an atheist or atheist-friendly person in the Austin area and you'd like to join us for any of our events, please feel free to do so. You can find out more information about our activities at www.atheist-community.org. And let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah.
Your rally?
Yeah, Rock Beyond Belief. I got to give a shout out to the guys at Rock Beyond Belief. Some of you may be aware that a few months ago, Fort Bragg, I believe, was the fort that sponsored Rock the Fort, which was an overtly Christian activity on the fort, and that caused a little bit of an uproar because their stated goal was to convert soldiers to Christianity. And
it involved government funds.
Yes,
too.
it did. Yes, it did. Use of government facilities and government funds. In response to that, a group of military atheists have banded together and they are promoting an event called Rock Beyond Belief, which will take place at some point in the future. The date has not been set yet, but if you're interested in finding out more information about this event, you can go to their website, which is rockbeyondbelief.com. They also have a Facebook page, which you can find them just by searching for Rock Beyond Belief. And if you go there and you want to find out more information and get regular updates, you can like that page. One of the things that you will do if you like that page is help them out a little bit, because apparently the military is monitoring how many people like that page, and the more likes that page gets, the more interest they perceive.
Brave New World, huh?
Yep, it is. So anyway, go check that out. And we'll be waiting for updates, and we'll give out more information as we get it on that event. So.
That's cool. So today, Jen, how many wrongs make a right? How many lies make the truth?
I don't know.
Maybe zero?
Yeah.
So what about 18 false statements, 8 unsubstantiated claims, 15 deceptive claims, and 15 cases of emotional manipulation? Would that make the truth?
I don't know, but it sounds like a great fundraising loan.
Yes, yeah. So today a member of ours brought in a letter that she received from Mike Huckabee plugging an organization called Renewing American Leadership. And this letter is a real piece of work. We have put it on our Atheist Experience blog, if you want to go take a look there. Do you remember the address? atheistexperience.blogspot.com?
Yeah.
Okay. If you'd like to take a look at it there, it's there in a PDF format, and you can take a look. So this letter is kind of a catalog of all the claims that you hear from Christians about atheists and how evil atheists are and how they're doing all this and that. And it's just really kind of a piece of work as far as fiction, I think, and it really casts into doubt, in my mind, Mike Huckabee's character if he authored such a thing, because it certainly got his name on it and certainly seems to be a personal letter from him. I would say it qualifies as fractally wrong because even the organization's goals that it's supporting, I think, are based on mythology and falsehoods. So that's what we wanted to talk about today. I think Jen is also got quite a number of things to say about the letter too.
Yeah, I've got some notes here. So.
Yeah, if you have anything in particular you want to say, just jump right in. Otherwise, okay. I'll keep plugging.
All right.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Because you got drowned out by Tracy last time, from what I heard. So I don't want to do that to you. So
no.
Just say stop. Well, one of the, just to give the audience a flavor for the letter, you know, if we were to talk about every single claim in here and why it's false, we'd have like a one-day show.
Yeah.
It would take a long time. So what I want to do is I want to go down the rabbit hole in one place just to give you a flavor for how wrong it is. And one of it has to do with a quote about Michael Newdow and the pledge case. So Michael Newdow is an atheist, an outspoken atheist, and in the early 2000s he did a court challenge of the U.S. pledge, specifically targeting the words "under God" in the Pledge of Allegiance, and he used his daughter as the interested party. That he was injured effectively by having his daughter have to recite this pledge, and the real issue here is that the government was mandating that his daughter recite the pledge that includes this religious thing in it, and he challenged it on First Amendment grounds, and in particular on the Establishment Clause, which reads, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion," and this clause has been widely interpreted over the years to apply to all manner of religious involvement where the state really can't be promoting or preventing other religions, inhibiting other religions. So one of the things that's grown up out of this First Amendment is the thing called the Lemon Test, which is a test that's been used by the Supreme Court to test whether or not particular efforts by the government or whatever violate the Establishment Clause. And briefly, the action must have a secular purpose. It must not have the primary effect of either advancing or inhibiting religion, and it must not result in an excessive government entanglement with religion. And this, pretty clearly, this pledge is, the "under God" was added in the 50s during the Red Scare. It was this big hullabaloo. Let's make ourselves different than those evil atheist commies, and it has clearly a religious purpose. So Newdow, who is actually an emergency room doctor, went and got himself a law degree. He put himself through school on his own money, and he personally took this challenge all the way up to the Supreme Court. And I consider him a hero. I consider him a patriot of the highest order to go and defend the U.S. Constitution with his own money and his own effort to go all the way up there. So, did you want to have anything more to say about Newdow?
No, I completely agree with what you're saying there.
Okay.
I think he's extraordinary.
Okay, so now I've laid a little context for what Huckabee has to say. Well, Huckabee says, "I'm sure you followed the stories of how liberal judges have targeted our cherished Pledge of Allegiance because it contains the word 'one nation under God.'" And so the answer is no. This patriot challenged it, and he defended it with respect to the Constitution. Now, in Huckabee's letter, he never mentions the Constitution or the fact that this pledge is illegal, because Huckabee wants to stroke the egos of the people who want to keep that pledge and have children recite it because they think it's cute or whatever. But it's religious indoctrination of people who don't want that. So so that's one issue. Then there's another quote in here related to this that, let's see if I can find it real quick. Damn. Dead air. Big government is threatening to silence true expressions of faith in American public life. This is immediately before that in the letter. Well, no. What's really going on here is Newdow is fighting to prevent big government from forcing people to have a particular expression of faith. So it's just the opposite. So that's false. The third quote related to this is, "The atheist who brought this lawsuit to outlaw the motto 'one nation under God' told the New York Times that he wanted to, quote, 'ferret out all the insidious uses of religion in daily life,' unquote." Well, if you read that, it looks like Newdow said that, but in actuality, Newdow didn't say that. I went and looked up the article in the New York Times, and that's a lie. The quote is there, but it comes from the author of the article, and the author of the article had a particular axe to grind and wanted to paint Newdow as a wild character. So what we see here is you see an amplification of a lie by misquoting this article.
So that was based on the editorializing
of the author.
Of the author.
Right. And so this is how Jesus got to be seen by 500 people, is somebody said something that was vaguely an exaggeration, and several more people exaggerated on top of that, and eventually you get this wild cock and bull story. Anyway, so what Michael Newdow said in reality was, why should I be made to feel like an outsider? That's an actual quote from him. And in what he's really doing is he's challenging the government, forcing his daughter to effectively pray to a God that he doesn't feel that she should believe in. And if you believe in family values, this is something that you ought to support, is people ought to have the decision how to raise their children, especially with regard to religious values.
Which is incidentally something that Huckabee appeals to over and over again in this letter, that your children and your grandchildren should have the ability to basically practice the family's religious traditions or whatever.
Sure.
And yet he wants to deny that to atheists.
To atheists, right. Yes. So, so we're still going down this rabbit hole. There's another quote right nearby. I know you've already seen this happening in many ways over the years, but things have gotten so bad recently that Barack Obama became president and Nancy Pelosi became Speaker of the House that I simply can't sit down and I simply had to sit down and share my thoughts directly with you. Well, this is another theme in the letter, is he's out to get the liberals, for whatever, right? But keep in mind here that Newdow's case went on in the 2000s and went all the way up to the Supreme Court before even Obama became president, right. and there is never anything in the letter that links Obama or Pelosi to these supposed insidious attacks on faith. So it's just a blatant scare tactic, I think, and a blatant blaming people who have no blame here.
And the last time I checked, neither Obama nor Pelosi are atheists.
They're neither atheists, and neither one has made advances in church-state separation. In fact, atheists are kind of mad at Obama for continuing the faith-based charity initiatives that Bush put in. So this is also wrong. And this whole letter is really kind of a conservative Christian thing. Bush is not vilified, even though Bush was president and his administration was in charge during this evil atheist thing. Let's see. Here's another quote. Same area. I'm still following this one thread. It is my sad, urgent duty today to report that liberal attacks on faith are accelerating to a crisis point. Well, liberal attacks on faith. What about conservative attacks on faith? He skipped over in this Newdow article the fact that Newdow had many death threats against him for defending the Constitution. But apparently that's okay to Huckabee and all. So, what about conservative attacks on religious belief? Let's see. I got a couple more, and then we'll jump out of this particular little rabbit hole. Let's see, our left-dominated media has mercilessly portrayed believers as either frightening fanatics or idiot simpletons. This is my favorite quote in the whole thing. Yeah. So here Huckabee's writing this letter that is really geared at fanatics or simpletons, as far as I can tell, because it's full of lies and it's full of emotional manipulation, and that's what you're doing yourself. You're part of the problem here. I challenge people in the audience, if you don't think of yourself as a fanatic or a simpleton, call in and tell us what you think of all the lies that Huckabee is telling and whether you're motivated by these lies.
Well, I guess one of the other lies that he talks about in here that I was going to bring up is that he talks about 50 years ago about the things that would have been unthinkable for our parents and grandparents to be denied prayers at public events. Denied. Yes, denied.
Yeah. This is a related topic, right? They want to claim that prayer has been banned.
Yeah.
And that's not true. People can pray anytime they want as individuals.
Exactly.
And so what has been banned, Jen? What are we trying to ban?
Government-endorsed prayer or expressions of a religious faith.
Right. Where the government is